Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Caitlin Horrit.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Dustin Pennington joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Thanks, Johanna. Caitlin, it's cloudy again. Monday we had gorgeous weather, perfect sunshine. Now we're back to being completely cloudy once again. Looking outside, a student sent me this picture actually. I thought it was pretty nice. Even though it's been cloudy, we actually have a little bit of a warm up and we lost a lot of our snowpack that we had on the ground out there. Weather headlines out there, warm up for the next couple days, rain is coming, chilly starts in the next week, and maybe some more snow. Unfortunately, we're already a week into spring, more snow in the forecast. I'll have details on that and everything coming right up in a bit.
Thanks, Dustin. Coming up next, we have your campus and local news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
In campus news, SUNY Oneonta Science 1 building will be named the Janet R. Perna Science Building in recognition of a distinguished alumna who has announced that she will give $5 million to the State University College at Oneonta Foundation. The SUNY Board of Trustees approved the new name at its meeting today, making the action official in accordance with the State University of New York Naming Opportunities Policy and Procedure. SUNY Oneonta's College Council made a motion to rename the building after Perna, class of 1970, at a special meeting last week. Half the $5 million gift will be allocated to unrestricted endowment, which funds many campus programs, including student-faculty research and creative activities, internship support, faculty development, and board-designated scholarships. The other half will be restricted to the Janet Perna 70 Women in Technology Scholarship. I am making this significant gift because I believe in the importance of a quality education to improving the overall socioeconomic climate within the United States and worldwide, Perna said. Like many students who attend SUNY Oneonta, I was the first in my family to graduate from college. This gift will make it possible for others to have the opportunity to realize their dreams and aspirations.
For local news, two former Springbrook employees, Juliana C. Carbone, 22, and Sharon A. McDowell, 20, were arrested on felony charges of unlawful surveillance and endangerment after allegedly recording residents without their knowledge following an investigation by New York State Police. A New York State Police investigator said that the two Oneonta residents took inappropriate Snapchat videos of residents without their knowledge. Snapchat is a social media messaging app where pictures and videos are sent publicly and privately to other users. Messages only last for the time you watch them, a feature unique to Snapchat. According to troopers, someone who saw the Snapchat messages called Springbrook's Anonymous Incident Reporting Hotline. They are both facing 2 felonies of the first-degree endangering of welfare of an incompetent or physically disabled person and second-degree unlawful surveillance.
Roughly 110 scouts representing 12 troops in the Leatherstocking Council of Boy Scouts of America put their life-saving skills to the test at the region's annual First Aid Meet held Friday in Oneonta. In the senior division for Scouts 13 to 17, first, second, and third place went to Troop 44 of Gilbersville, Troop 56 of Lawyersville, and Troop 501 of Esperance. In the junior division for Scouts 10 to 13, Troop 1 of Unadilla, Oneonta's Troop 23 and Troop 56 of Lawyersville took top honors. Throughout the meet, 25-person teams were presented with several timed emergency scenarios and asked to prioritize a victim's injuries, then problem solve accordingly. Simulated emergencies included bone breaks, burns, drowning, and loss of consciousness, with most incorporating multiple injuries. Parents, troop leaders, and volunteers acted as judges following scenarios specific to score sheets. Event organizer and Troop 501 Scoutmaster Chuck Whitman of Esperance said the meet reinforces Boy Scouting values while providing participants with opportunities for growth.
For some world news, adult film actress Stormy Daniels, born Stephanie Clifford, appeared on CBS 60 Minutes to discuss her alleged affair with Donald Trump. During the interview, Daniels talked about the affair, which occurred when she was 27 and Trump was 60. She said, while she does not consider herself a victim, she did not want to have sex with him because she felt trapped once in his hotel room alone. In 2011, Daniel said she had been threatened to remain silent about the alleged affair in Las Vegas in 2011 after attempting to sell her story. She was in a parking lot preparing to go into a fitness class, and she was pulling her infant daughter's car seat and diaper bag out of the car when she was approached by a man who told her to leave Trump alone. Forget the story. He then proceeded to look at her daughter and say, "That's a beautiful little girl. It'd be a shame if something happened to her mom." Daniels also said she was paid $130,000 by Trump attorney Michael Cohen in the days leading up to the election as part of a non-disclosure agreement that she and her attorney Michael Avenatti have been fighting recently. Daniels is one of the two women suing to break non-disclosure agreements related to Trump. The second being Karen McDougal, a former Playboy model, who is fighting for the rights to tell the story of her alleged 10-month affair with Trump.
Thanks, Caitlin. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're back with your local entertainment news update with Natalie Costanzo. What's going on this week on campus, Natalie?
Joanna and Caitlin, let's get juicy, Oneonta. Join the biology department in the A.J. Reed Science Discovery Center in celebrating Tropical Fruit Day. Visit them in the Science Discovery Center in the Physical Science Building on Thursday, March 29th from noon to 5 p.m. to learn more about exotic fruits from the tropical bands of the earth. Over 40 fruits will be available for tasting, and information will be provided about each. Lead credit is available and the event is free. So come try some of your favorites like mangoes and vanilla beans, but be daring and try jackfruit and lychee. This event certainly sounds sweet. Diversity's effect on the development of science has been the ongoing theme of SUNY Oneonta's Common Read series. We started this year's season with Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shatterly. The Common Read film series portion continues this April with Mona Lisa. Set in 1953, art history professor Catherine Watson makes it her mission to break down barriers amongst her students. At a time where student success was solely measured on how well they married after school, Professor Watson encouraged her students to think critically, challenge previous schools of thought, and consider possibilities. This movie will be shown on April 5th at 7:30 p.m. in the Red Dragon Theater and will be presented by Dr. Charlene Christie. Lead credit will be provided. Looking for a way to lessen that mid-semester stress? Well, listen up. An interactive experience featuring live and recorded sound woven into sonic landscapes will engage students and audience members as they enter the world of sound meditation. Audience members will also be guided in interactive sessions by utilizing instruments to make their own calming sounds. This event will feature lead credit as a personal competency and confidence experience. It will take place on Wednesday, March 28th at 7:00 p.m. in the Hamblin Theater in Fine Arts. Have either of you participated in sound meditation?
I have, and I passed out. I fell asleep. I was so tired.
That
But the beginning
sounds
of the
like it
meditation
was
was great.
No!
Yeah.
A lot of my professors participate in it, so I've heard a lot about it.
It was great. Took a little
tried
while.
it. Never tried it.
Well, that's all for your entertainment news for this week. Be sure to attend those great events.
Thanks for joining us, Natalie. We have your national news coming up, so stay tuned to ONN.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
The parents of a 16-year-old Texas girl were arrested Friday for allegedly pouring hot cooking oil on her body after she refused an arranged marriage, authorities said. Abdullah Fahmi al-Hishmawi, 34, and Hamdaya Saha al-Hishmawi, 33, are accused of physically abusing their daughter, Marib al-Hishmawi, who has been reported missing since January 30th. The only way that this young lady could bring an end to this abuse was to verbally agree to become a party to this marriage, Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar said Friday. Marib's parents beat her with broomsticks, choked her until she was unconscious, and poured hot oil on her because she did not want to get married, he added. She was found safe in mid-March after being taken in by an organization. The teen was placed in Child Protective Services with her 5 siblings, the sheriff said. It wasn't clear if her siblings were also abused. Talks about the arranged marriage started last year. Marib, who was 15 at the time, was set to marry a man in another city in exchange for $20,000, Salazar said. The family moved to the United States from Iraq 2 years ago, according to KSAT TV. Marib's parents face charges of continuous family violence. The man Marib was supposed to marry could also face charges. The FBI is investigating the case.
Across the country, schools are looking at better ways to crack down on bullying, but one state in particular is looking to punish the parents of the bullies. This new bill aims to hold parents accountable for repeated bullying inflicted by their children. If their child's behavior doesn't change, it could actually cost them. The law has three strikes for bullying, and on the 3rd strike, parents will be cited and will have to cover a steep fine. According to StopBullying.gov, 28% of students from 6th to 12th grade have been bullied. Pennsylvania Representative Frank Burns is proposing a 3-tiered system. If a student bullies once, his or her parents will be notified of the incident. If it happens a second time, parents would have to take a class on bullying prevention. And on the 3rd strike, they will receive a court citation and a fine of up to $500 or community service. The city of Carson in Southern California tried to pass an ordinance allowing fines for bullying by students, but it failed in 2014. Several cities in Wisconsin, New York, and Pennsylvania are now fining parents if their child is repeatedly bullying other kids at school.
Teachers at Oneonta Elementary School in Tennessee have started a comfort closet for kids in need to get hygiene supplies and clothes. Kindergarten teachers Vanessa Bateman and Heather Malik headed up the formation of the closet of clothes, shoes, and toiletries at the school, which is a combined elementary and middle school. It's housed in an old locker room where children can discreetly be taken into the room to shop. This way it saves the children from embarrassment and helps them focus on learning without the additional stresses of life. Bateman says there are 600 kids in the school and the closet is visited by about 10 students a week. The comfort closet is stocked by donations from parents and local businesses.
In Indianapolis, Indiana, there's been a rise in drug overdoses due to a street drug that is mixed with heavy-duty bug spray. In one case, medics found a man in the grass nearby an intersection. He was unresponsive and had trouble breathing. After medics said he overdosed on the street drug KD. KD is a mix of either marijuana, tobacco, or spice dosed in a heavy-duty bug spray. Then users smoked the mixture. IFD Captain Chris Major says, "We find people passed out with it still in their hand. That is how fast it has an effect on them." According to Captain Major, his team at IFD Station 27 has had nearly a dozen KD overdose runs in one day. Last year, IFD Station 27 had around 5,100 runs, and a good amount of those were in response to KD overdoses. The crews say the highest number of KD overdose calls happened near a particular area near 10th and Rural. Recently, the IMPD has made a few drug busts in that area, working to find the main source and dealers of the drug.
Thanks, Caitlin. When we come back, Dustin Pennington will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay tuned.
Diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Dustin Pennington.
Thanks, guys. Well, we start off Monday. It was really nice. It was a lot of sunny weather, not a cloud in the sky. That was pretty unique for this time of year. But then we quickly, right back in Tuesday, got back into cloudiness and some rain. That's probably going to continue for the next several days. Let's take a look at what's going on in the weather situation. Basically, we have highs. Had a high of 42 degrees. That's a little bit warmer than it usually is, averaging about 41. We had a record of 78 degrees back in 1998. That'd be quite a shock if we had that today. But a low of 31, again above average for this time of year, and we're probably going to be that way for the next couple days. Currently, it feels like 42 with a wind pretty much east at 3 miles per hour. Wind chill, not very much of a huge factor, but the humidity is at 92%, dew point 40 degrees. That's why we have all that cloudiness, and it feels very wet outside if you're walking around. And that's not just for Oneonta, that goes for everybody across the region. 47 in Middleville, 42 in Oneonta, 45 in Walton. Everyone hanging around the middle to upper 50s, 53 in Kingston right now. That's pretty much going to be the temperatures for the next couple days as well as we move on. Looking at the radar, not a lot of action going on around us. However, you can still see some showers moving across Pennsylvania, going out west into Ohio, Indiana. A lot of these showers, though, their northern advance has pretty much ceased, and we will probably stay dry overnight and even into a little bit of tomorrow. I don't expect these to advance too much, as this front that all the showers are basically hugging around has become pretty much stationary. So what's going on? A lot going on, actually. So we have a weak wave over Ohio, in Pennsylvania that's causing some of the precipitation that's going on there, and it goes all the way back into southern Texas and the Texas-Mexico border. Even had some severe weather going on down there earlier today. So this feature up here I'm not typically concerned about for us, but it's the backside of this front where we have another developing wave over in Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. That is going to move over Thursday morning. It's going to start to strengthen. See, a large swath of the country right now is currently at risk for a lot of rainfall. And then Friday, that's when I expect the system to pass us and a cold front to pass, bringing a lot of rain and also some more chilly temperatures, unfortunately, bringing us back down from where we have been for a while. So looking at tonight's lows, everyone's pretty much hugging around the middle 30s and near 40 degrees, actually. And then into tomorrow, kind of same sort of deals today. Everyone's hovering around 50 degrees, 49 in Hunter, 52 in Honesdale, 52 in Montrose. Everyone's just hugging around 50, and I expect us to all stay pretty dry. I don't see any chance of probably any rain in the forecast. Oneonta, looking at your morning commute and lunchtime being pretty much cloudy. It's the afternoon time, though, on Thursday that I do expect to see some rain start to move in for our area. And then going back to tomorrow's lows, same story. However, we're a little warmer than we are tonight. Temperatures in the 40s and 39 degrees over in McGraw. So looking at the week ahead, basically not much change in the forecast. Have a lot of rainy weather, maybe a little bit of a break on Saturday, and then more rain on Sunday, a little bit of break again on Monday, going back into rain, and then there's the snow chance on Wednesday. These are all the things that we're expecting throughout the week. Unfortunately, winter just does not want to leave us alone. Spring has already gone a week past. I don't know, but let's take a look at what's going on outside right now with Yvonne.
Today we got up to a high temperature of 42 degrees, and tonight temperatures are going to dip into the 30s. Otherwise, it's been pretty cloudy all day, and right now it feels pretty cool and comfortable outside. That cloudy weather is going to continue into tomorrow because more rain is on the way, and otherwise the rain will wash the snow away. I'm Yvonne Bennett, and back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks a lot, Yvonne. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sick and tired of winter. It just does not want to leave us alone at all.
Ready for the spring.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Dustin.
Absolutely.
So for more world news, we have a heavy snowstorm that brought much of Scotland to a standstill last week. Was not enough to stop Superwoman surgeon from doing her job. Back to our snow. After walking to her snow-covered home in Glasgow, Lindsay Chalsman realized she couldn't drive to her hospital 8 miles away where she was scheduled to operate on a colon cancer patient. So Chisholm put on her winter gear and trekked through the snow for nearly 3 hours. I got up early on Thursday morning, saw there was quite a lot of snow, but it didn't look impossible, Chisholm told BBC. When she finally arrived at the hospital, 2 colleagues took one look at her dressed in her winter gear with goggles and snow poles and started laughing. I had the right equipment. I knew there was no avalanche risk. I was not going to get lost. There were places I could stop on the way if the weather did become absolutely terrible, so I just didn't think anything of it, she said. Cancer patient Ian McCander told BBC Scotland he was gobsmacked when he saw the surgeon arrive, still wearing her winter walking gear. When she walked in, my heart took a wee jump. I thought it was amazing. If there's a real-life superwoman, she is it. She told me my operation would be on, which made me a very happy person. It felt like a Christmas day because she came in with all her winter stuff on, and she told me she had walked to the hospital from home. I couldn't believe she'd walked nearly 8 miles to do surgery on me.
Hundreds of thousands of students came together on Saturday, March 24th in cities and towns across the nation and around the world to participate in March for Our Lives rallies. The main event, organized by the students of Majority Stoneman, Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, took place in Washington, D.C., where several of the Parkland school students made speeches. One student has been very vocally active on Twitter and media outlets. Senior Emma Gonzalez named every student who was killed in the shooting and then stood in silence for 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Her speech and symbolic moment of silence representing the amount of time in which the school shooter killed 17 students in her school. An estimated 200,000 to 850,000 people marched in Washington, D.C., and more than 800 protest marches were planned in every American state and every continent except Antarctica.
The White House announced a policy to ban most transgender people from serving in the U.S. military on Friday, March 23rd. The policy will say transgender persons with a history or diagnosis of gender dysphoria, individuals who the policies state may require substantial medical treatment, including medications and surgery, are disqualified from military service except under certain limited circumstances. Exceptions to the ban include people who have been, quote, stable for 36 consecutive months in their biological sex prior to accession. Service members who do not require a change of gender, and troops who started serving under the Obama administration's policy prior to the new memo. LGBT advocacy groups pushed back against the new policy, calling it a discriminatory attack on those who have volunteered their lives for their country.
2 Sacramento police officers fatally shot an unarmed black man in his grandmother's backyard on the night of Sunday, March 18th. The victim, 22-year-old Stephon Clark, was shot multiple times after the cops fired 20 times at Clark. The police officers say they believe Clark was pointing a firearm at them. After the shooting, only a cell phone was found at the scene. The police had been responding to a 911 call that had reported that a man had been breaking car windows and then running through people's backyards. Police body camera videos showed that the incident were released by the Sacramento Police Department the Wednesday following the incident. In both videos, an officer can be heard saying, "Hey, mute," and then the remaining 2 minutes of the body cam are silent. The action has not gone unnoticed and has raised much suspicion in addition to the already existing national outrage in reaction to the shooting. Protests have broken out after the incident, with hundreds taking to the streets on Thursday, March 22nd. The protesters blocked a freeway and access to a Sacramento Kings game. Members of the Black Lives Matter movement and other activists condemned the incident as yet another case of police officers shooting an unarmed black person.
39-year-old Miguel Perez, a United States Army veteran who served 2 tours in Afghanistan, has been deported to Mexico, according to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The deportation follows an earlier decision by U.S. authorities to deny Perez's citizenship application because of a felony drug conviction in 2010, despite his service and the PTSD he suffers from it. Perez was born in Mexico and legally came to the U.S. at age 8 when his father was offered a job in Chicago. Perez's parents and one sister are now naturalized American citizens, and his 2 children and second sister are American citizens by birth. Perez's supporters, who include his family and Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, have argued that his service to the country has earned him the right to remain in America and receive mental health treatment for his PTSD and substance abuse.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Teitelbaum.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Hey Austin, so what's going on in sports this week?
Well, Caitlin, Joanna, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports, so let's get right to it. For Red Dragon News, SUNY Oneonta Athletics Hall of Famer Ronnie Sanchez of class of 1997 has been named the men's basketball head coach at Division I UNC Charlotte, as announced Thursday by the college. Sanchez has spent the last 9 years as associate head coach at the University of Virginia, where he helped build the Cavaliers into a national power. Sanchez played basketball at Oneonta from 92 to 96 and helped lead the program back to prominence in the SUNYAC and the region. He was twice selected as All-Conference Player, and he was a SUNYAC Player of the Year at the conclusion of 1995 through 1996 season. As a senior, Sanchez scored 621 points, which is still the single-season record. He led the Red Dragons in the ECAC Upstate New York title in 1996 and was selected as the most valuable player of the tournament during his tremendous career. Sanchez amazed with a 1,264 points, 7th all time, and grabbed 518 rebounds while dishing out 126 assists and collecting 117 steals. Good luck, Coach Sanchez. In MLB news, sad news for the Yankees fans. First baseman Greg Bird is out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken spur in his right ankle. Bird is expected to rehab for 6 to 8 weeks before returning to action. Bird was scratched in the lineup for a road game on Saturday due to the inflammation of his right foot. Tyler Austin and Neil Walker will be taking over him at first base. Last season, Bird fouled a ball off the right ankle in the last spring training game. He had to get surgery on his ankle in July and only played in 48 games. Hopefully, Bird will be better than ever because he is a key piece of the Yankees puzzle. In NFL news, New England Patriots safety Deron Harmon is arrested at Costa Rica's international airport for marijuana possession, according to reports. Harmon was carrying in his suitcase 58 grams of marijuana inside a can of iced tea, 3 pipes with cannabis oil, 1 THC candy, and 4 glass containers with compressed marijuana. Wow. That weighed 4.3 grams, and the 27-year-old was detained temporarily and sent back to the United States. He had originally flown in from Florida's Ford International Airport. The Patriots selected Harmon in the 3rd round of the 2013 draft out of Rutgers. He played in 79 games, since then recording 115 tackles and 11 interceptions. He had 4 interceptions and 23 tackles last year. Harmon recorded the lone interception in the Patriots Super Bowl that lost to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Caitlin Horrit.
And I'm Joanna Weinhammer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a great night.